making big waves on the hit show Master Chef. Beaumont native and chef guru Cutter Brewer joins us now to tell us about making the top 5 on the show. Congratulations on that, by the way.
Oh, wow. Top 5.
Absolutely. And of course, tonight's going to be a really big episode because you were telling me your family's going to be there.
Yeah, tonight's a really big episode. Top 5. It's kind of the cream of the crop, you know. And we've been away from our families for a while now at this point in the show, and so it's good. It's going to be a good opportunity to get to see some of our family members there and kind of inspire us to cook and move forward in the competition.
Wow, sounds like a lot of fun. So kind of take us on this trip that you've been on, this journey. How did it all start?
Well, it all started that I just went to restaurants and I was like, man, I can recreate these at home for a lot cheaper. And I started posting pictures on Facebook, and a friend of mine from Nederland, she saw it and she was like, hey, you ought to try out for this show called Master Chef. And I had heard of Hell's Kitchen and things like that. And so I went and tried out, and they asked me to come back for multiple interviews, and it's like every time I would get done, a month later, they'd come, okay, you made it to the next round, you made it to the next round. And finally, they invited us out to California, and that's where it all got started. And 30 of us made TV, and we had a little like signature dish cook, I guess, and they picked 22 to actually get aprons and move on in the competition.
Wow, that is so awesome. And of course, you said it kind of started with 18,000 people from all over the country.
18,000 people all over the United States tried out in different cities. They had different tryouts. I think in the Houston cell, we had like 800 or 600 and something people.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they only took 8 of us. And the funny thing is, Big Willie and me were actually in the very first tryout group together, so we have been along every stage the entire way.
Wow.
So it was sad to see him go home the other day, because me and him have been each other's support, being from Southeast Texas.
So have you been in touch with him? Are you guys friends now?
Me and Big Willie and me and Christian stay in touch a lot. We're the I-10 boys, so New Orleans, Beaumont, Houston, right on there. So we stay in touch a lot, and we're already planning to do some things together.
Cool. That would be awesome if we could do some kind of cooking segment or something, all 3 of you guys.
They actually, I went to Houston a while back in their Fox station and cooked with Willie, so it was really cool.
Yeah, so we can set it up for here in Beaumont.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We got to get the Beaumont market out there.
That's awesome. Okay, so let's talk about your future. What are your plans?
So right now, there's some opportunities that are in the works. As of right now, I'm doing a lot of private in-home type cooking, which is what I prefer. It's more intimate with the family setting or the couple setting, and do wine pairings and try to show Southeast Texas how we can take and elevate common dishes that we eat around here, like chicken fried steak, and use venison instead, which a lot of people do because they're hunters. Yeah. But other things like a BLT, using pork belly with the fried green tomato and a quail egg on top or something like that. But I want to do it in home and show people at home that, you know, they can start where I started, just average home cooks, and just learn how to elevate your dishes.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit about coming full circle, being someone at home and looking on TV, or being at a restaurant and saying, hey, I can do this, to becoming the person that you are today. Yeah,
so I'm a foodie. I love to eat and go to nice restaurants, and it just got expensive. So I started, I'd be honest with you, I started stealing the menus. And I would take menus from restaurants, and I would go home and try to recreate them at home. And, it's a lot of trial and error. But then going to Master Chef helped introduce me to more ingredients and things that I wasn't educated to. So now I can bring those back and put those together and make some really high-end dishes and make it easy for the home cook here at home.
Now, what's one of your most popular dishes that you make?
My barbecued shrimp, or jambalaya. I do a wild game. It's venison, wild duck, and wild hog jambalaya. And then just, I do a redneck eggs Benedict and stuff like that. So I'm starting to get my menus together. I've actually created about 5 menus right now that I give my clients to choose from.
Oh, great.
And it comes with like a flat rate of, depending on how many people, it's a per person deal.
All right, cool. So now talk a little bit about being from Southeast Texas and the food that you prepare. Does it always come back and have like hometown roots?
I'd really tried to keep true to myself and true to where we're from. And we're very fortunate in this area. You have the Gulf Coast of seafood. You have Louisiana with the Creole. You have the Tex-Mex. So we have a lot of culture here. But it was funny going to the show and trying to put that out there, because we like slow cooked barbecues, gumbos, things like that. And there you have 60 minutes to create a dish. And,
right, it's over.
And of course, they all have their pinkies in the air, and they're all Italian food and French. You know, true French cooking is the only perfect way to do it. Yeah. So it was hard to get them to come around to sweet red velvet cake, as we all know how that turned out.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But it's just funny how our palates are so different in all parts of the country, and you learn. And that was the thing, is learning from the other contestants. I mean, Christine taught me how to make pasta. I'd never made homemade pasta. Go get pasta, you know, the hard pasta in the store, and to actually roll it out and to put the love into it and stuff, and it really does make a huge difference.
So do you think it's taking you to the next level as far as?
I'm not going to say that I'm just the best cook out there. I mean, especially in this area, we have some fantastic chefs in this area, and I support every one of those guys as much as I can, you know. But I do feel like it brought me to a new level where I can help take somebody that doesn't have that experience and teach them to elevate, like I said, elevate their dishes and become a better home cook.
Well, great. Well, congratulations on making the top 5. And, of course, we're all rooting for you to go all the way.
Well, good. We're going to see what happens tonight.
All right. We're going to be watching. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.